Picture this. You're a woman in the 60s. You could be a receptionist, a teacher, even a stay-at-home spouse. But the one thing you have in common with women all over America, all over the world even, is after a long day of hard work, you curl up on the couch and turn on the TV. You scroll the channels a bit, unsure of what kind of show you want to watch, but then you see it on the NBC network. A new show pops up. And you fall in love instantly. For some, it's just a show, a thing you throw on while making dinner or sewing, but for others, it meant so much more. The characters, the setting, the plot, everything enchanted them to the point that they decided to make something of their own to show their love. That moment was the birth of modern fandom, pioneered by those women. Thousands of people watching this show and loving it so much that they make stories, art, comics, and more, and mail it across states, even countries, just to share their joy and love with each other. Many modern aspects of fandom culture can be traced back to the Star Trek fandom. The first zine was for Star Trek. Fan conventions were popularized because of Star Trek. Even aspects thought of as more modern can be found in this fandom. Man, Kirk and Spock are kinda gay. Honey, I'm home. Hey, dear, how was work? Oh, it was just fine. Say, what are you watching? Oh, this. It's just some sci-fi show. I just really like the premise. Needless to say, with the culture around queerness in the 60s, people didn't feel as open about discussing gay relationships, and so many variations of code names popped up to talk about it in public. Ship names like Spirk, Slash like S/K, which is the origin of slashfic, and most often, the premise, a dog whistle that has lasted till the current day. Oh, I love that show. I thought the premise was lovely. Oh, do you accept the premise? Because I do. The premise was all I wrote about, dear. Writing new stories in the form of fan fiction was very common. Rewriting episodes you hated, adding on to episodes you loved, making up your own adventures for the cast to go on, even taking the cast and putting them in an entirely new situation. Taking your interpretation of what you saw and making it your own was the foundation of fandom. In France, a few years after Star Trek aired, Roland Barthes decided to put a name to this phenomenon. You see, Barthes probably didn't know all that much about Star Trek, let alone the sensation happening in America, but a strange pattern had been appearing in his corner of literature: reader obsession with the author's intent. People were ignoring what they thought of something in favor of trying to analyze what the author intended or even explicitly stated about their own writing, and Barthes had enough of it. He wrote an essay titled The Death of the Author, in which he states that it's impossible to tell what an author meant or didn't, so intention doesn't matter once something is published. For all intents and purposes, the author should be dead to the reader, and all that matters is how each individual interprets the source. This is exactly what the Star Trek women did with their fan works. It inherently used death of the author in its concept, and has been around in fandom spaces since before the phenomenon was even named. Even to this day, this trend continues online, on sites like fanfiction.net, Archive of Our Own, Tumblr, and many more. Fandom is a community built on personal and group interpretation and a general love for the source material, and it can all be traced back to women in the 60s who loved a show enough to share that love with others.